So we're back up on Quinnel Lake, Q Lake Lodge, and we've been up here before, but it's probably been 5, 6, maybe 7 years ago. In fact, I brought my son up here and he was really little at the time, and we caught all kinds of nice walleyes, caught some really nice smallmouth. And in fact, I have a picture in my office of my son holding this big smallmouth. He caught a really nice smallmouth on a topwater. That really got him fired up. And so it's been a while since we've been up here. There's new owners at the lodge, and there's been a few changes. I mean, they've got everything marked a lot better with marker buoys and stuff as far as identifying some of the shallow reefs and hazards. But I just remember this as being just a really phenomenal drive-to fishing camp. I mean, from Winnipeg, it's only about maybe 3 hours or so. It doesn't take that much to get up here, and once you get up here, it's pretty remote. You don't see many people, and it's really phenomenal drive-to fishing. Whoa.
Yeah, I think it's pike.
Get my rod out of the way here. Looks like a nice walleye.
Boy, he sure was aggressive. He came after her.
Oh, that is cool, huh? There we go. Nice, Tony.
Hey.
Look at that fatty. That is a fat fish.
Beauty.
That is a pretty fish.
Little Canadian gold.
Get that puppet minnow out of her. Nice.
Just a beautiful Canadian walleye. You know, driving all the way up here to Canada, it's not a much of a drive. It's not a real grind of a drive at all. You know, but I think the biggest reason why I love to come up here is back home, we have some phenomenal fishing. And, you know, you get into July, August, and those fish are predictable, but the water temps are warm, and we have a really short bite window where in an evening, you know, you might get out and you might catch 4, 5, 6 fish in that prime time, you know, right before dark, right early in the morning. You come up here, and it seems that the cooler temps, the predictability of the fish allows these fish to bite all day long. You know, we caught fish from 9 in the morning till noon, maybe come in and have lunch, and we're on fish again at 2 in the afternoon till we want to be done fishing. And it's just the availability that I really enjoy. I love being on the potential to catch more and bigger, and that's what you have out here.
There you go. This might be a better one.
No.
That one followed it for quite a while. Kind of surprising. I'm gonna hit spot lock here, Tony.
Perfect. Looks like a better fish.
Yeah. I just love how hard these fish fight. Well, look at that. Look at that.
Boy, he's staying down nice.
Yeah. Oh yeah, beautiful walleye. Thank you, sir.
You got it. Beautiful.
Boy,
fish.
that's a beautiful
Look how
walleye.
fat that fish
Yeah, go
is.
ahead, just lay it right on the gunnel there. Great. All right, I'll show her off here. This is just a fun way to catch a walleye, in my opinion. Glide baits. Come midsummer, which technically we're late summer here right now. It's kind of a time of the year where kids are going back to school. There, look at that. Gorgeous. This place is just like I remembered it. All right, we'll get her in the water here. There we go. Now you look at glide baits, you know, one of the reasons they work so well, and this is a deal where this presentation is going to catch a lot of fish without forward-facing sonar. I mean, if you're just going out there and just fishing a piece of structure, you can catch fish with glide baits. Reason being is that from midsummer on especially, I feel like a lot more fish get up higher in the water column. And you know what, before forward-facing sonar, we might not have understood that or realized that to the extent, because a lot of times if you drive over the top of the fish with the boat, they push down on the bottom. And so on your 2D sonar, looks like the fish are 1, 2, 3 feet off the bottom, but before you drive over the top of them, you know, they're 6, 7, 8 feet off the bottom. And so as you cast these baits, you just let it hit bottom, And then when you give it a snap, it'll glide up, 6, 7, 8 feet up off the bottom and then come back down. And if there's any fish near that bait, they'll just chase it right back down to the bottom. And so a lot of your strikes will occur when this bait is on the bottom or close to the bottom. Now, one big thing when you're fishing these baits is make sure that they fall on slack line. And so give it a pop and then move your rod quickly down so they can fall on slack line, but also to reel to catch up with that line. A lot of times when you bring that rod back up on the next pop, that's when you're going to have a fish on. And sometimes you'll feel the fish tick it, they'll thump it, sometimes your rod will just get heavy. And every once in a while, I mean, I've had fish hit these just reeling them in. But as a rule of thumb, when that bait goes down to the bottom, those fish just tilt up and they just suck it right up out of the bottom. And so just a very deadly way to catch fish, but it's also a fun way to catch fish. I mean, I would put glide baits for me right up there with using jigs, casting crankbaits. It's a fun hands-on presentation that I just never get tired of. Got him.
Looks like a good one.
Yep. It's like they're chasing it all the way down and they just want a little short hop on the mud.
How fun is this?
Yeah, this is good stuff. This is a good fish.
The fight in these fish has been amazing.
Yeah, I know. This is fun. Look at that. Come on. Just want to see it. Come on up here.
Whoa, I see color. That's a beautiful fish, Jason.
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful fish.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Look at that.
Look at that fish.
Isn't that gorgeous?
Boy.
All right. Yeah, I love using glide baits in the summer. And I love these pitching puppets. I'm going to show you here real quick. Oh, look at that. You can't even see that bait. That fish has got that pitching puppet so far down. Oh, come here. There we go. Got her out. That's the bait right there. Look at that. That is a walleye, huh? Goodness.
Beautiful fish.
That is a beautiful fish. One thing I can tell you from just coming up here is, and granted, we just come up for short amounts of time, so it's just a snapshot of what this lake is, but there's all kinds of good-looking spots. There's all kinds of good-looking spots where you mark all kinds of fish. And one of the things that we found is, don't get hung up on a spot in the sense that, you're just catching enough fish and you're marking so many fish, you can get lulled into staying on a spot too long, in my opinion, where don't be afraid to just have a milk run of spots and just go through them, because you're going to see fish everywhere. You're going to catch some fish on almost every spot out here, okay? But there are some spots that can be really good with big fish, okay? And so keep moving until you really find those big fish, because they're in here. And that's probably the biggest thing that we had to learn is there's fish everywhere, okay? You just can't, don't get lulled into it. I mean, if they're not the size that you're after, and if it's not as good as what you wish, don't be afraid to commit the cardinal sin of fishing, leaving fish to find fish. Don't be afraid to move around out here, because there are always some big fish biting, it seems like, from what we've seen. Okay, dropped. Oh, you got one on you. Got him?
Yep.
All right, I saw that one. Get in the net here. Get in the net. That was cool.
Not huge.
Oh, acting respectable.
Oh, for sure.
We're just spoiled up here. Here we go.
Yeah, a lot of these fish are following it in. Looks like a good one.
Ooh. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, Tony, look at that.
Look at that fish.
Nice job. Great fish.
Oh, I can't even see that bait.
Here's the pliers here for you.
Perfect. Boy. Look at that fish.
Yeah, that's a beauty.
We'll get her back.
Isn't it crazy how hard some of them hit the bait?
Absolutely. Just swimming in and whoop,
Yeah.
and eating it, just chowing it.
You know, part of the mystique of a lake like this is, you know, there's not a lot of mapping, there's no people hardly out here, and so you just have to kind of come out and explore. And just classic Canadian Shield lake. If you find any kind of a shelf or deep structure in, say, 18 to 27, 28 feet of water, close to that deep water, it seems like those spots will have fish. And so we're just basically just driving around old school and trying to see if we, you know, see a reef, or you see, you know, look at the shoreline, and it looks like there might be a point that sticks out there, and just trying to find the structure. And then we're just going through with the active target here and just seeing what we can see. But there's fish all over. That's one of the challenges too, is that there's fish everywhere. And obviously there's all kinds of, I guess what you call 12 to 16, 17 inch walleyes. And so it's kind of a deal where you got to sort through some of those too, but there's a lot of fish on these spots.
You know, one of my favorite things about coming to a lake like this is the ease of accessibility. You know, it's a quick drive from home, beautiful roads most of the way up, and the scenery is spectacular. We've seen moose, we've seen bears. The walleyes are cooperating, and it's just it's something you need to be in to experience.
There we go. Yeah. Boy, we got a lot. We got so many fish underneath us right now. It's just crazy. Better get the net on this one, Tony.
Okay.
Whoa, look at that.
Grab the net again. You know, even the little ones fight, so when you get a good one, it's like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's fun. And the way they thump these baits too is just cool.
Oh, another dandy.
Yeah, beautiful walleye. There we go. Thank you, sir.
You got it.
Great fish. All right. Yeah, and that fish was caught on that big back hook in the back. I'll get her out here. Come here. There we go. Don't you just love how gold these fish are? Just beautiful. Yeah, this is good fishing. The fact that you can drive to this, just impressive.
You know, one of the things I really like about these drive-in places, it's a great place to bring a family. For the kids, there's activities. You can catch crayfish, you can catch smallies from shore. They can walk around camp in a safe environment where there's not a big city, there's not somewhere that they're gonna disappear to. There's also so much water, so many things you can explore the area. It's something, you know, whether mom's in the boat fishing or she wants to sit back and read a book and have a campfire at night. These are the kind of places that are really conducive to family bonding, family get-togethers, where there's a little bit of something for everyone, that everyone doesn't have to fish all day because there's exploring to do. There's a beautiful area to hang out in, and I think that that's something that's real appealing, and it's very, very budget friendly.
You know, a lot of these lakes that are deep anyways, where you've got, say, more than 30 feet of water in them, there's a lot of ciscos or tullibees in a lot of these lakes. I think what happens come midsummer is that these fish are chasing these tullibees around, which, you know, they're cool water fish. Usually they're a little bit deeper, and they're, you know, suspended in the water column. They're pelagic bait fish. I think these walleyes chase these bait fish around, and then they slide up on this deep structure, you know, when they're not chasing tullibees.
There we go.
And so you don't have to overthink this. I mean, you get this deep water, which we saw some 60 to 70 foot water when we were coming across here. If you find any big prominent piece of structure that juts out into that, or you've got a ledge or a shelf or a flat that's, say, 20 to 30 feet of water, those are the types of spots that we're looking for where we're finding fish. There we go. Look at that one. Almost has like a,
look at that. It
like
popped right out.
Almost like they got, it's almost like they got that bluish green tint on the fins. They're pretty fish.
Yeah, they really, really are pretty. Just beautiful, beautiful fish. No, this one's even a little too big to be brought home to eat.
The other thing I like and appreciate about glide baits is just, you know, you can cast them so far. I mean, I've got my range set at 100 feet right now on the active target, and if you see fish at 60, 80 feet, even if they're upwind of you, you can reach them so easy. They drop through the water column so fast, and so you can really get on, you can get in front of a fish in a hurry with glide baits. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Oh.
Well, look at that. Another one
Yeah.
staying down beautifully.
What a deadly way to catch walleyes in the summer, though, you know what?
It's clearly been effective. Oh, beautiful fish. That's a big fish.
Yeah, that's a nice one. There we go. Thank you, Tony.
Oh,
all right.
A little longer arm.
Isn't that gorgeous? Look at that. Yeah. There we go. All right, look at that. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Gorgeous. I'm just gonna get her in the water right away here. She's still a little feisty. And basically what happens this time of year, you know, mid to late summer is, and we didn't maybe understand this as well before using forward-facing sonar, but a lot of these fish are 80, you know, they're 2 feet off the bottom, they're 10 feet off the bottom. He casts these fish, and these fish chase these glide baits down on the bottom. Doesn't matter what kind you're using, whether you're using a jig and wrap, a Johnny Darter, hyper glide, shiver minnow, whatever. They chase it down and then they pin it, okay? And that's why when we designed this puppet minnow, it's just got a little bit bigger fin with that oversized hook on the back. And that's what I like, is that I like using that big hook. Just you don't lose as many fish. And it just seems like with that bigger fin, you don't have to give it as much pop either. And so, and every day is different. Started off just maybe doing kind of an exaggerated stroke of maybe like a 3 to 4 foot swing on that lure to get that lure to come up. And then when those fish chase it down, it seems like right now these fish want just, it's like they chase it down and that bait's on the bottom and just give it a little twitch, a little pop, pop, pop. And then they just hit it right in the bottom. But fun and effective way to catch walleyes this time of the year. Got him? There you go, Tony.
Got a little bit of fight in him.
Yeah, here, let me be your net man here. Oh, yeah.
Perfect.
Nice. You're catching a lot of fish right below the boat, aren't you?
Yeah, that one chased it in. I caught it just about vertical again. Ooh, he's not happy to be up here.
No. No, they don't like captivity. Oh yeah, nice walleye. There, nice, Tony.
Look at that one.
Oh my, what a day, huh? What a special
This is
day.
awesome. This
Yeah.
truly is awesome.
Yeah. Nice
Beautiful
work.
walleyes, beautiful weather.
Yeah, just one of those trips, you know?
Sometimes it comes together. And this is one of those times. This is one of those times.
That is a nice looking walleye, Tony.
Just a gorgeous fish. Thanks, girl. No, this is just fun. I mean, it's crazy. Even as things have calmed down, kind of lost our chop and the sun's getting higher, the fish are still cooperating. We're just gonna have to keep working at it and trying new spots because this is a lot of fun and a super effective way to target these fish. There you go. Look at you. Oh, I'll grab the net.
All right.
Looks like another nice one, Jason.
It is.
Look at that tug.
I know. I know. They just, some of the hits are just, ooh, I mean,
It's never gets
they
old.
just stop it. Like I'm hitting a brick wall. Yeah, pretty cool. Oh yeah, just another
Gorgeous fish.
gorgeous walleye, huh? Thank you, sir. Oh, look at that. Jig popped right out, but you know what? They all count once they're in the net, right?
That's right.
Well, this has been a trip. This has been a day. No, this is just a snapshot of what you can do up here. I mean, just one day of fishing. And you know what? It was good roads coming up here.
Yeah.
Obviously highway most of the way. And that road through the trees, through the woods, that was kind of cool.
Beautiful.
I mean, yeah. So easy place to get to. And I think this is one of those places that I would say kind of flies under the radar.
For sure. I'll be back.
Absolutely. Pretty cool place. All right, we'll get her in the water and we'll see you the next time. And then right back to the bottom they go.